Okay, so I'm finally making a video about how to better take care of your neck and traps, coat hanger pain, because this is what I have found that works for me. Nothing else has ever worked. And I also think it might have something to do with my pillow. I finally found a pillow that's actually really, really supportive, but it's a foam that's also very stable. I can get more into that. If anybody wants that, let me know in the comments, or just reach out to me. I can go over my pillow, because I think that also is a huge component as well. Because obviously, I mean, I'm sleeping 10 hours a night here. So, but I also want to go into true hydration. If you're not properly hydrating with electrolytes and water every day, at least once a day with electrolytes, and ideally twice if it's really hot, or if you're an athlete and you're going to do something, you need to have them probably twice a day. All of this is going to be for naught. You know what I'm saying? Like, it won't work if you're not genuinely hydrated. So please go watch the other video if you want to know how to make your own electrolytes at home that I made whenever that was, a month or so ago, maybe more, but it's on this channel. And please make sure you're staying hydrated, because all the mobility and core stabilizing and strengthening exercises in the world aren't going to help if your body is freaking out because it's dehydrated. And trust me, it probably is. And we all think we're hydrating because we drink so much water, and it's like, no, water is not it. You have to have electrolytes with your water, or you're not really hydrated. And nobody drives that point home to you, not in school, nowhere. So like, I'm hoping I'm driving that point here right now to my children, to grandchildren that might be watching this, anybody in Derby with me, whoever, anyone, everyone. Please hydrate with electrolytes at least once a day, along with drinking, clean, good water. So, core stabilizing exercises that I learned. Thank you, Dr. Melissa Cole of Ground Control is her community that I'm a part of for hypermobile individuals like myself. And I don't see why, I'm not an influencer. I'm just a normal person. The only people who are going to see this are people who've reached out to me, and we've talked and we've had real life discussions. So I think it's okay to share what I've learned. They're very, very simple. They're probably very common in the physical therapy world. She's a physical therapist as well, a PhD physical therapist, along with being a HEDS bendy babe as well. So I hope it's okay. But I would like to reiterate that I am a normal human being. I have no medical knowledge or expertise. I only have the wisdom of what's working for me in my body, finally, after basically a lifetime of coat hanger pain and waking up feeling like I'm going to die because, ow, and all that goes along with that. So let's start with the exercises. So what you're going to do is you're going to place your hand on the side of your head, and you are going to push with your head into the hand and your hand into the head. The key here is not doing anything extreme. It should never feel painful. It should never move that much. This is all micro movements. We are trying to activate core stabilizing muscles in the neck and in the spine and in the traps. That is all we are ever trying to do. We are never doing anything extreme. It's always very, very minute, very so simple, so easy, so seemingly nothing, yet powerfully effective. And what I do is I do it for a full inhale and a full exhale. And I usually do it 3 times minimum, and sometimes a little bit more. Sorry, there's dogs and I have my cats out here. So that's what I'm going to do with you now. So I'll do a first example. So here's my first inhale. And then pushing in with both head and hand. And then I exhale. Do not be surprised if you feel pops. Sometimes I do feel tiny little pops. Sometimes it's a big audible pop. This one, it was just little small somethings in there. I don't know what they were, but let's do it again. Now as I'm inhaling and as I'm exhaling, it's slowly going in more. And as I'm exhaling, it's slowly going out more. Just so you know, it's not abrasive in any way. It's just a very slow pushing in on the inhale, harder and harder and harder. And then as I'm exhaling, it's slowly going out, if that makes sense. And then I repeat on the other side as well for that. And again, I say a minimum of 3 breaths. It just seems to be the magic number. But of course you can do as many as you feel comfortable doing. Sometimes I increase to 5, 6, whatever. And then we are going to do the same thing for the back of the head. I lace my fingers because it's a little easier to keep the grip for me. And then we're going to do the same thing. I'm going to push the back of the head into my hands. And my hands are going to push into the back of my head a little bit. Sorry, I got an itchy nose. Tree pollen's high today. So we're going to do that for a full breath. One more. Next, we are going to repeat this, but instead of just leaning the head into the hand and the hand into the head, you're going to pretend you're turning your head into the hand. So for me, it makes it easier. Even if my eyes are closed, I'm still turning my eyes the direction I'm going into the hand, and over here, they'll go this way, of course. It just helps me to feel like I'm turning my head, even though I'm not actually turning my head, if that makes sense. So we're going to do it over here now, and I'll leave my eyes open for the demonstration, and then I might close it on the second one. It's just out of habit. So same thing over here. Thumbs resting in that spot, just where your bone kind of, shelves right there. We're going to do the same thing. This one I think is the more trickier of them because Dr. Melissa said you're not supposed to activate your SCM, so your sternocleidomastoid muscle. So it's kind of hard to do. You've really got to be thinking of activating these deep core stabilizing neck muscles and trap muscles and spine muscles over in that area more than using the front, because we overuse the front, which is why the back freaks out. That's what we're doing for the most part when we have Coathanger pain as hypermobile individuals. So we're trying to activate these muscles that don't get used because we're like, oh, we're so bendy in here, we don't need to do anything. And then we have all this pain and we wonder why, right? It's because this is being overused and this is being underused. So and then you're just pushing down with the weight of your head, really, and then pushing up with your thumbs. And that's it. And again, trying not to use anything in here. You're trying to activate in here. So it's, again, going to be micro activations back here. You're just not doing a whole lot. And it won't seem like a lot, but I promise you it's everything, because I don't have Coathanger pain anymore. And that's a miracle. So. And don't feel like if you do feel activation in here, you're doing it wrong. Sometimes there's just nothing you can do. It's just the weight of your head going into this front part. So just as long as you're not trying to use these muscles, you're good. If you're if you're in your mind, you're trying to activate them back here, you're good. Because I do always have this awareness because I'm leaning into the front, right? So you're fine is what I'm trying to say. So and that's it for what I learned from Dr. Melissa. Now she's got other ones that I know I can use, but that's the ones that I stick to. I'm gonna pause this real fast, make sure I know where all my cats are. But Z Health Performance on Instagram, like the letter Z, Health Performance, also has just an incredible amount of information. Now, it is geared more towards people who are trying to be physical therapists of some kind, but you can still get something out of it as somebody who may have an unusual body or unusual pain in that body that other people may not experience the way that you do. I learn a ton from them, especially about the vestibular system and the brain and pain and how all of this is happening inside of us, because it's not the way we were taught. That is outdated information, at least if you're my age. I'm about to be 45 on Monday. There's so much outdated information in our brains that we think is still true, and it's just not true. Like, we still think that stretching is the way to gain mobility, and it's actually not. It's making sure your nervous system feels safe and that your vestibular system is functioning properly. And there's another system I'm forgetting about, that they all need to be feeling safe and being nurtured and taken care of, stewarded, just a steward. We are a steward of these bodies. And if they are not feeling safe, and if they're not being taken care of the way that they need to be taken care of from us, they're not going to give us that mobility. You're not going to have a nice, loose fascial matrix system. Your fascia is not going to chill the fuck out so that you can actually activate that muscle in the way that it needs to be activated and use that joint to the fullest range of its motion. It's a nervous system thing for the most part, and the vestibular, and there's another one that I'm not thinking of, but all of these things come into play, and you can do these very, very, very simple, easy exercises, mostly with your eyes is what I'm learning, to really help your mobility. Now, obviously, I'm abnormally mobile in my joints. I'm hypermobile, but I still want to support the systems that support me and that support it. And I don't want to wear and tear myself out any faster than I already do from my derby addiction, I guess. So I really want to support these systems so that everything is happy and it's relaxed and it's working the way it should. Oh, and the breath. That's what I'm not thinking of, is the breath. You have to learn about your breath. I can go into another video about that as well. Your fascia and your nervous system and all that, they're not going to chill out if you're not breathing properly. That's another thing. So that's a whole other, breath is everything, by the way, and that's a whole other topic. So your breath. But I'm going to show you some eye exercises that I've been doing that are actually quite tiring, but they're very effective. I notice when I do them before derby that, like, I'm having those moments where it's like, oh my God, I can't believe that it seemed like my body knew what to do before I was even thinking about it. It's like one of those scenarios, you know what I mean? Like, and I know it's because derby's in my body, it's in my fascia, it's in my muscles, it's just in my blood. I know that. But I also know that whenever I'm supporting these systems, and I already know I have a good vestibular system because my balance is absolutely incredible and always has been. That's like the one gift I was born with, was just having effortless balance. My balance has always been pretty freaking amazing. But I still want to nurture the system and steward and take care of the system that makes that possible for me. I don't ever want to lose it, right? So I'm going to check on my cats one more time. So these eye movements are courtesy of Z Health Performance. I'm going to lower this a little so you can maybe see my eyes a little better. I didn't realize how high it was, I guess. I don't make videos for a living, by the way. So the one I like to start on is we're going to look up, then down, left, right, and then the diagonals. My cat is out here. Hold on. I love my cats, but They like to hide sometimes, imagine that. So I just realized he was coming out of the stroller. So we're going to hold each place for a minimum of 10 seconds. FYI, this is very tiring sometimes. So if you're already tired, this is probably going to make you more tired. So I like to do this before bed, or if I just took a mini power nap in the car right before Derby, I'll wake up and do these. They're just so effective, y'all. I know it seems weird or silly. It might even seem hard, but it's very normal from what I've read and experienced for this to make you feel a little tired afterwards. It might not last, but you might feel tired during it and after. So we're going to look up for 10 seconds. As high as you can. Without hurting yourself, of course. Now we're going to look down as low as you can for 10. Now we're going to look to the left as far as you can without pain. I just realized I never said you're not to move your head. No moving your head. This is all eyes. Now we're going to look to the right. 10 seconds. And then I go the opposite up from where I was. So I'm going up left. Down right. Down left. Up right. Then we are going to move our eye around. I start one direction and then I go the other. So I usually start and go right and then I go left. Which is weird because every other place in my life I go left first and then right, but whatever. So still not moving your head, and you're going to again go as high up as you can and then over, around, down, over, around, up, and that's 1. And we're going to do that 10 times in one direction and then 10 times in the other. So start with me. So that was 1. 2, 3, don't forget to breathe. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now we're going to switch sides and go the other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now, there's some additional ones you can do. I'm not going to do those as long because I don't even know if anybody cares about these, but I promise you, your eye muscles are connected to muscles in the back of your occipitals, back in here, the occipital muscles. And wow, it's getting dark too. Ooh, sorry. But you definitely want to do these if you have coat hanger pain. Just trust me, it's all connected. It all matters. There's no separation. There's no isolation. There's nothing that's working alone at all in your body. It's all connected. We can't isolate anymore. We all know that's outdated now. Or at least I hope you know. But now you know. Now you know. So the other thing that I can also do is I like to use my fingers, and my elbows are bent, just so you know. And then I put it down. I put one of them down as far as I can safely go in my peripheral without moving my head. And then I do the same thing with this one up here. I know this is off camera. I'm sorry. It's too dark, and I don't make videos for a living. So you'll just have to trust me and listen. You put this one down here as far into your peripheral as you can without moving your head, and then this one up here, diagonal. So you're making a diagonal with your fingers as up as you can go in your peripherals without moving your head. And then you go 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6, 7, 7, 8, 8, 9, 9, 10, 10 on those diagonals, and then switch. Raise this one on the right, lower that one on the left, check your peripherals, make sure that's as high as you can go or as far out as you can go in your peripherals without moving your head, and then do it again. 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8, 9, 9, 10, 10. And then you can also follow your finger however much. I know there's different reasons for doing it at different distances. I try to just put it somewhere kind of like in the middle, not too far out, not too far in, just somewhere in the middle. And then you follow one finger out again to the peripheral without moving your head as far as you can go, and then bring it back in, and then do it over here. And you can do that 10 times as well. Just play with it. Same with this. You can make it like a little bar and go up as high as you can and then low as you can 10 times. There's all these different ways you can play with your eyes, and it's benefiting all of those areas I just discussed or previously discussed. And yeah, you're doing great things for your body. It's seemingly nothing. I don't have coat hanger pain anymore. I am not waking up feeling like somebody murdered me. When really it was probably just my pillow and me not moving enough in my sleep. But but you know, that's how it was. And it's because I was not activating and using those muscles and overusing these muscles, and an imbalance. The body don't like it. It causes pain. It causes issues. So we have to like manually move ourselves and use muscles that don't get used all the time. Activate them, love them, use them, and we'll be happier. I hope this helps somebody besides me, because it's been life-changing for me. Enjoy. I love y'all.